Started my MMA career 3 years ago, back in 2013. I remember the exact moment that I wanted to become a full-time fighter. Um, this was around holidays time. This was back in November 2013. At the time, I was just doing my boxing training. I wasn't licensed. I wasn't competing. I was just doing my boxing training at Venice Boxing Academy under Coach Julian Thomas and Muhammad Ali. I trained with them for 4.5, 5 years. Now, I just came back from Belize, from the loss of my family at that time. So, I was just trying to figure out what I really wanted to do with my life, and I was just starting to take fighting seriously. But I had a friend. His name was Dan. He trained with me in the boxing under Coach Julian Thomas too. He was a sports reporter. Now, he knew a lot of the local fighters from the area, from other gyms, boxers, wrestlers, Muay Thai guys, and jiu-jitsu guys, and he was friends with Renato Laranza. At this time, I didn't know who Renato Laranza was. I never heard of him before. I never met him. I never really knew any UFC fighters. I didn't know anybody. So, he just kept on telling me, you should train jiu-jitsu, train jiu-jitsu. You could really do this. You could be a MMA fighter. You can be in the UFC. So, I told him, okay, yeah, man, let's do it. Talk to your friend. See what he says, and let's go check him out. And he talked. So he talked to Renata for me, and Renata wanted to train me. He wanted to train me, so he was actually waiting. Well, this was the day before Thanksgiving. He was waiting at his gym, Brentwood Jiu-Jitsu Club in Santa Monica. So we got there a little bit late. So we really didn't have time to train all that much. But right down the street was PKG. Chad George and Mac Danzig was at PKG at this time. Now, I never met Chad George before. I never met Mac Danzig before. I never knew any of these guys. So this was Mac Danzig, his last fight before he fought. His last fight, the day before he fought Joe Lazon. So he needed a sparring partner. He really didn't have anybody to spar with, and I came to train with Renato Laranza. I wasn't coming to spar with anybody, so I didn't have any in my gear. I didn't have my gloves. I didn't have grab guards. My mouth guard. I didn't have wraps. I didn't have anything. So we went to Brentwood Jiu-Jitsu Clubs a little bit too late, and he's like, it's too late to train, but he said, I heard you're a really good stand-up guy. Mac Danzig is down the street. He needs a sparring partner right now, and we're gonna go see what you got, kid. And so we hopped in his car, and we drove right down the street. Walked in the gym. I met everybody, signed a waiver. All I did was put on some wraps and put on the gloves, and I got in the cage. And the first punch I threw, which was a step jab, almost knocked him out. It was the speed, the technique, and the accuracy, because he rushed me first. So the first punch I threw was a step jab, and it completely knocked him back. Now, I think I was more surprised than he was, because when he lifted his head, his eyes were just like, why? He's like, what? But he was pissed. He was really pissed. So after that, he punched me, and we went at it for 3 rounds. We went toe-to-toe for 3 rounds, and that was the most, honorable moment in my life. Much respect to Mac Danzig, Chad George. That's what started it all. And at that moment, that day, that's when I knew that I could do this. I can go the rounds. I can take the hits. I can do this. This is what I'm meant to do. I was born to do this. And ever since then, every single day, I've been on the grind, training hard, fighting hard. That was the beginning of it all. And I just fell in love with MMA after that. And that was the best moment of my life. One of the best moments of my life. Much respect, Mac Danzig. And that's how it all started, man. That's how it all started. Much respect.